That's awesome. So my first question was, do you feel like you outgrowed 135?
Yes, I feel like I outgrow 135, but if you want me to be like honest, like shoot, I feel like, you know, I'm gonna be so honest. Like during that camp, I was like going through like a lot of mental struggles. And how I was getting through it was literally just drinking every single day. In camp, I
Uh,
was basically drinking every day and I was just hurt, bro, from the previous camp and then the previous camp for that camp. And then things were just lingering on. And you know, I was beating up limos with a bad mental. I was knocked out Barantic with a bad mental. So I was just like, man, I can fight. I can do this. Like, if I just get to the fight, that I'd be good. Like real talk, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because I that was the only reason why I couldn't really lose those extra 3 pounds because I was just I was just drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Keyshawn Davis, shout out to Mr. T, or I think his name is T in the chat. He sent this on X, and he said he was drinking. Is why he missed weight during the drinking during the camp for Edwin de los Santos. Why he missed weight? Okay, I told y'all that. You know, one of my bros, I'm not gonna say his name, but if you watch the live stream, he usually comments about the Davis brothers. I just leave it at that. He told me, I think it was him that told me, he was like, fight week, Keyshawn was partying. He said they was at the bowling alley getting toe up. So, I said that. I said that when he missed weight. I think I said that when he missed weight, So like I said before, shout out to all the people that helped the channel get the information. You know what I'm saying? And, and then behind the scenes, one of my guys from Philly told me, okay, that he was like 2 pounds overweight before the weigh-in. And top rank, basically, remember that guy, that weight cut specialist that, that Scooter died, that Ryan tried to blame for being on the juice? Basically, top rank had that, they called in a weight cut specialist before the weigh-in or right after he missed weight. I think it was before the weigh-in, it was told to me, to help Keyshawn, cut them final 2 pounds. And Keyshawn refused the weight cut specialist. So it's a little deeper than people know about Keyshawn and Top Rank and why Top Rank really was gonna shelf him. I talked about how they shelved Nicholas Walters because he refused the original deal with Lomachenko. He was like, well, I want more money. So they starved him out a year, set him on the shelf for a year, brought him back a year, offered the Lomachenko, knowing he needed money. They offered him to fight, for half the purse of the original purse. So the original purse wasn't enough. A year later, they slashed that in half. And that's what happened to the Axeman. And that's why the Axeman, Nicholas Walters, didn't really give an effort in that fight. See, there's a lot of stuff that, people per se don't know. Okay? And Top Rank was really probably had no plans for Keyshawn. Now, check this out. Had Keyshawn went through with the fight, won the fight, how they finding ways to put Xander Zayas on TV, they would have been finding ways to put Keyshawn on TV. So now, for the most part, they putting their backing behind Xander Zayas. Now, had Brian Norman beat Devin Haney, they probably would have been putting their backing behind Brian Norman as well too. So when Top Rank come and say, well, we got a weight cut specialist that can help you, to help you cut these fights. This was before the weigh-in. They was like, I think it was 2 pounds he was over. They was like, we got a weight cut specialist that can help you cut the last 2 pounds. He refused. So that lets you know right then and there, he didn't want to fight Edwin de los Santos. I think Shakur Stevenson told him he can punch. You hear Brian Norman Sr. talking about, he one of the biggest punchers that his son has ever sparred. He said he didn't know who he is, but he can really punch. And his son said he can punch. So Keyshawn wasn't trying to fight that puncher. Now, he can, talking about we had mental health issues. Nigga's a nutcase. You can look at him and say he a nutcase. And he was going back and forth with the Vargas brothers. And he was talking about, I ain't had no father. The niggas got problems. We all got problems. But he never planned, in my opinion, he never planned on getting in there with Edwin De Los Santos. And Top Rank knew that. They probably knew what he was doing during camp. Right? They probably knew he was doing. If I knew what he was doing during fight week, they said this nigga was at the bowling alley turning up. When he was turning up, the dude told me he had no intentions on making that fight. And Top Rank really found out he had no intentions making that fight. At the latest is when they was willing to get the weight cut specialist to help him cut. It was only 2 pounds originally. I forgot what he overweighed. It was only 2 pounds. They said he didn't want to try to cut the 2 pounds. And they said that motherfucker went to go eat something, allegedly. I believe that's the way the story went from my boy from Philly. So, don't none of this shit surprise me, bro. Don't none of it surprise me. When he got to talking about, when it came to him fighting Andy Cruz, he talked all that shit about Andy Cruz until Andy Cruz officially defected. When Andy Cruz officially defected, when he officially defected, he was good. He stopped talking shit Andy Cruz put up on him and Shakun, his mother, and he tried. That's let me know he really wasn't what he talked. He's a businessman. His name is the businessman. He here to make $1. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Get your money. I'm not mad at it. But what he cooking and what he trying to sell, I ain't buying. I ain't buying. Just to keep it a bean, I ain't buying. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And I'm just keeping it a thigh while. I'm not buying it. Oh, I was drunk and I was going through something mentally before the Lamons fight and before he won the title. Forget the dude he won the title from, the Ukrainian guy, Dennis Baranchnik, or whatever his name was, Ivan, whatever. I was going through something and I was having a heart. That's excuses, bro. We all going through something. We all going through something. You know what I'm saying? That's life. That's life. That's life. So, just to keep it a thou wow on that, bro, we all going through something. So, come on. And Miss T was like, he traded weed in for alcohol. Usually people with vices, that's how they got rehab. They go from one vice to another vice. How you supplement that, you find something productive that you like doing. Whether it's drawing, whether it's working out, but a lot of people trade one vice in for another vice. That's what people don't understand. Like Lamar Odom was known to have a drug problem, right? You always see him with candy. So he supplemented, one drug for another drug. That's usually how people get over it. But how you correctly get over it, you might listen to music. You might go work out. You might go hit the bag. You might start boxing. You might start doing yoga. You find something to take your mind off the addiction, off the habit. And it starts with having a strong mind. If you don't have a strong mind and can't build mental fortitude up, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to shake a habit. It's gonna be hard. But for the most part, I just think he's using that as an excuse, in my opinion. I feel like he's using it as an excuse, and that's just my opinion on it. I feel like he did not want to fight Edwin De Los Santos, and that's fine. He figured he's coming off a long layoff and all that, but he knew from talking to Shakur Stevenson and what people say behind, that boxing community, they knew that man could punch. They knew that man could punch. He didn't want to fight that dude. So what's the easiest thing? I was drinking and I wasn't. It's a cop out. It's coping. I see through that dude, bro. To keep it a bean, I see through dog. Because when it came down to fight Rare Mondo Mortale to unify, he got to talking like, oh, I don't want to pay a sanctioning fee, and you know, I don't want the sanctioning fee. And it's like, okay, bro, you ain't done enough in boxing to be even worried about a sanctioning fee. You ain't even got you just got a world title to start talking about. You don't aspire to unify. It's wild. You talking like you a 30-year vet. You know, you talking like you a 30-year vet. That's the wild thing about it. He talking like he been competing. I got so many belts out of, man. Then, you know, in this whole energy with Andy Cruz, I was on X. He was talking all shit about Andy Cruz. When Andy Cruz successfully defected, all that shit shut the fuck down. All his energy changed. Andy Cruz pulled up on dog. Andy Cruz, I'd roll up. Whenever you gone, I'd roll up. The Cuban Spanish version. I work with a bunch of Cubans too. Come on, man. Come on. So we already know what I see through him, man. He just here to get his money. He ain't no real dog for real. I like the mentality. He ain't no dog for real. Niggas blame habits, nigga. You know, shit. You know, Roberto Benitez was a whole fiend beating motherfuckers' ass. You know, you simply don't want to fight nobody, and that's what it boiled down to. So if you holding your fingers or clutching your ass cheeks to hold your shit in until he fight Devin Haney, boy, you better hold it on. It's hard when the love is gone, and that's no lie. You better LTD it, nigga. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop a video. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Join the Patreon. Everything's in the link tree. Peace.